Yo, what's going on? All right, normally we try to start with like a song or something fancy, but it's MegaCon weekend, man, and there's so much to talk about. There's even some headlines out there. As some of y'all know out in the sphere, man, She-Hulk is popping this week. There's a new trailer out for She-Hulk. There was a season finale, if I'm not mistaken, at least it felt like it, for Halo. That came out. That was pretty cool. Also, if you're not familiar with, there's a new Ms. Marvel trailer. Peep that. That's hot.
Oh, we lost Vince's audio.
God.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Calling me. Yeah. Let me turn on the Do Not Disturb. Oh my God. Yeah.
Vince is he wanted to just flex about how popular he is. I can't even talk to my people without somebody calling me, trying to get at me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
He said, "Stop calling me, Jamie Foxx. I'm trying to do my show right now."
Yeah, man, calm down, bro. Yo, wilding out, Carlos, your audio, Nick Cannon, calm down, bro. I'm here, man. Just a couple hours. I gotta do my thing right quick. And lastly, Yaz just put us on to the possibility that Stan Lee might be making some more guest appearances coming up, and it's MegaCon weekend. Heaux. And let's go ahead and do it. I'm your boy Vince, and ouch, I am getting my ouch. I'm getting my eyebrows plucked currently. Ow, ouch. Oh, this ain't. Oh, you're not.
That's
doing
just
that
a glue stick.
Okay, it's glue.
Yeah, my bad. All right, I had my pains mixed up. The way my senses is set up, y'all. Anyway, and I'm here. I'm here with the cast. Let's go ahead and get it. We got Yazzie, who's post hit like what 80K this week. 80,000.
Almost around there.
Almost 80,000. We own it. We got Tyrone. You better call Tyrone, as you all know. All right, and we got Steph reporting live from the tri-state area, somewhere in an undisclosed location. We got Bad Ty Bricks. Yes, sir. We all out here, and it is the New Blurred Order. And I know I said we was reporting live from MegaCon. What I meant to say is we're reporting live on the way to MegaCon. We're not exactly there yet, but I'm gonna go there later on today, and I got my microphone ready to do interviews. I got my ring light ready. It's battery charged up, so I can take it wherever I want. And I got my costume ready, or should I say my cosplay, which I will be revealing by the end of the broadcast, or whenever it is I decide to get up off here because y'all talking too much shit, whichever one comes first. So, also, if you notice, we have a guest star in the background. We've got Kiki Era, who is already done. What's up, Kiki? All right. And we have, if I can shout out my makeup artist, Supreme Faces. Y'all have seen her. She does the makeup for Afrotainment, Afro TV, everybody up there. And it only cost me $100 million to get up in here. I had to take out a PPP loan, and hopefully it gets forgiven. But yeah, man, we having a good time today. We got the MegaCon thing popping, man. Now we did MegaCon last year. Before we get into some of these trailers, get into this is so weird. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to act like this is normal, but it's really not. All right. So we're gonna do the best we can with it. So we did MegaCon last year. Me, everybody. Steph, unfortunately, we hadn't met her yet, so we didn't get the opportunity to have her. But next year is gonna be a whole different thing. The swag has already been predetermined, y'all. So don't get too comfortable not seeing us in our panels and at our booths, MegaCon, because we will be right back next year doing our thing. But for this year, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do the cosplay joint. But it was a lot of fun last year, right, guys? I mean, Yaz was killing it. Yaz was out there getting everybody to subscribe to this podcast, telling them it was like Saturday morning cartoons, but with like 5 people of color and no animation.
Yaz was out there cool. Barking, like for real barking.
Yeah, listen, like, don't be mad because I was stopping traffic to take pictures, okay? That was awesome.
Oh yeah, they love their traffic flow at MegaCon, and Yaz was having none of it.
Like, stop, and people would stop, and then I'd be like, okay, hold on. All right, you guys can go, and they would go.
She was literally chasing down. Wait, you forgot to subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you're gonna go to you know what I'm saying? And it was great. We did our panel, and people showed up to the panel.
Yeah, Now you had the music bumping at the booth,
my
and you had the
God,
neighbors
yes.
looking at us all crazy and stuff.
Which was dancing in the aisles and stuff. Oh yeah, had everyone jamming out. Oh my God, remember that? Remember that one kid that was like jamming out to Journey? That was so cute.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Remember that?
That was a good moment. That was a good moment. I think I got that on tape. I got some moments from yesterday. We actually went yesterday, and I wonder if I should upload. Well, maybe by the end of the broadcast, depending on how much time we got, maybe I'll upload some of them. But this year's different. We're not there. We didn't know it was gonna be this time. But that panel was pretty dope too, if I recall, man. Right? Tyrone was there. Ty was there. People showed up.
Yeah.
I think some of them still come to the room. I honestly, I told everybody. I said straight up, I was like, "Yo, look, bro. We probably ain't gonna have nobody in our panel." And it's like, "Oh, whatever. It's all good. It's our first one." Bruh, it was about a couple dozen. I think it was like 20 or 30 people, you know what I'm saying? You know, in a place that seated like 200, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It still was dope. What's up, Keeks?
Kiki looks scary as hell.
That looks great.
It does look amazing.
Yes. I don't know if they're open. Yeah.
Didn't we meet? Didn't we meet Seriously Black at the panel? Like, I know we met. Yeah.
Black. Yes, we did meet Seriously
Did we?
Black.
That was the one he was dressed. Was he dressed as
He was Nick Fury, I think.
Oh, he was Nick Fury. Okay, wasn't there a dude who did the Scarlet Witch? But he was,
and then he was Vision in the next day.
Vision.
Dom or something. Yeah,
he's on our Facebook. I can't remember his name, but yes. Oh my God, that guy was so funny.
Yeah, it was cool meeting y'all. That was great.
Well, listen, I'm gonna sit back and join in the commentary. I definitely enjoyed last week. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Things that are popping this week, they seem to be the She-Hulk trailer, which dropped, the Love and Thunder trailer. I think somebody's in the comments saying something about the Love and Thunder, which I ain't gonna lie, I'm not that excited about. I mean, I know that we're finally gonna get She-Thor, and that's a kind of a big deal. It was a big deal in the comic books. I don't.
She-Thor.
Natalie, whatever. Yeah, She-Thor.
Try to get Thor girl.
I'm getting canceled like.
That's not. I mean, you just got to pay respect to the name. It's the Mighty Thor is the one that we're getting.
Okay, the Mighty Thor is coming through. Natalie Portman reclaiming her role. I think that's her name. That's
that's
kind of exciting.
That's Padme, bro.
Maybe we can queue up a trailer for her at some point in time throughout the broadcast if we can. But for right now, I'm curious as to whether y'all are excited about that. Also, whether y'all are excited about Stranger Things, which drops next week. And, of course, She-Hulk is supposed to be dropping pretty soon. But before we get into all that, guys, Halo. Was that the season finale or not?
Yes. It was the season finale, yeah.
Are we happy? Are we happy?
Anybody want to take this first?
Yeah. I was happy.
Go for it, Ty.
Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah. I mean, I think with Halo, and I don't know if you guys can agree or not, but I think it built up each week. Each week it got better and better and better and better and better. And of course, whenever you're dealing with season finales, you always feel like you're left, with some things, unanswered and stuff like that. But I think that's kind of the point of a season finale, is to keep you locked in, you know what I'm saying, and wanting to, check the next season to find out what it is that you missed or what it is that they left out and everything like that. I definitely like the relationship now with Master Chief and Cortana. I think throughout the season he was very resistant to Cortana, and to see in the season finale, them actually finally find a way to coexist, and like without getting too far ahead. Just how it culminated, I think was pretty good. But I'd love to hear what the rest of the panel has to say in regards to Halo.
What you thinking? Yes.
Definitely was very surprised getting into the season. I was kind of like, when you guys were like, yo, we should watch this. I did enjoy, the dynamics of mixing the gameplay with the live action. I loved, like seeing certain things from it, like the Needler gun. That was really cool to see how that came to life. You know what I mean? Like in real live action. That was And the grunts, they literally look like the little grunts, dude. And like when he popped off
Yeah.
his mask and shit, I was like, yo, damn. So yeah, there was definitely some really cool like aspects about this this show that were super on point, I guess you can say to me, and also some that were like they led me astray a little bit, and I'm kind of upset, you know what I'm saying? Because like I have a lot of questions, you know me. I always have questions after certain things, and this is one of those things where I'm like, the ending kind of left me a little bit, you know what I mean? Like we had minutes to make this very big decision, and it was a little intense. So I'm just kind of like, what the fuck right now? So I did like the relationship that, you know, John and McKee kind of stirred up, you know, Mr. Master Cheeks, as they call him.
Who is they? I don't know
everybody-
anybody that calls him.
everybody
Yeah.
Cheeks,
I
because
call him John.
when he's walking, you just see them cheeks all the time, you know? So yeah, that's what they're calling him, is Master Cheeks. And we did get to see him technically lose his virginity at, you know, 40 years old almost. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, this show was, I don't know, I liked it, but I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of torn right now between like if I really liked it or if it was just like, I don't know, just like screen porn, you know, just it's teasing me. It's teasing me. You know what I mean? I'm led askew. So I don't know.
Wow.
How do you feel, Tyrone?
Yeah, so overall, I think they did a good first season. I think for me, the thing that fell a little bit flat at the finale was this moment where like Master Chief was supposed to like go and be like a next level badass. It just kind of looked like the rest of it, and I was like, okay, all right, you know, that didn't hit as hard for me as I was hoping that it would, but it was still. I mean, they went all in and did, you know, just straight up video game stuff at the end, which was fun. You know, they gave us a bunch of just Halo stuff, you know, for the Halo fans, and we got to, you know, see the big finale battle and everything. It was where they left it. I don't want to go full spoiler, but where they left it with some of the characters who the show has come to sort of depend on was a little bit. I was like, okay, this is an interesting choice. I think my favorite thing about it is the way the Dr. Halsey story actually started to kind of play out, and how that ended. That's been one of the strongest parts of the show, I think, is Dr. Halsey's whole motivation and her reason for doing what she's doing. Her really unflappable kind of determination to get where she wants to be. So that was a cool thing that I think played out really well. But overall, I would still recommend people watch Halo, go through the first season, watch it, enjoy it. And I do hope that there's a second season to see kind of where this goes, to see what happens with Master Chief Cortana, if we ever get to the actual Halo, because we didn't. So It would be nice to get to the actual Halo at some point. But overall, I would say still worth the watch. What about you, Vince? You're muted. Or
now I know this is one of Steph's favorite shows in the world because of all of the black women in it. But we'll hold off on asking her about it right now because I know she has so much to say about it. But for right now, I'll say that I thoroughly enjoyed the POV of FPS, to use a lot of acronyms real quick. The point of view of first person shooter, the way that they did make it look like you were playing the game for a few moments was masterful. It was a shout out to the fans of Halo themselves, which I'm curious as to why Liam is shaking is nodding, because he refuses to play Halo for whatever reason.
I refuse to play, but I have played. Remember we as a matter of fact, I started playing with you, and I was like, it's not really for me, but hey,
That was my shit.
You won't join me in the gameplay, but yeah, it when you're seeing it, even if you're not a gamer, you feel like you know what it's like to be a gamer. Almost to the point where they might have done too well of a job with that. Because now when I play Halo again, I'm like, yo, this doesn't look like the show. So they might need to calm down. They might need to calm down on that a little bit. But I love that. I love how they're completely true, like Yaz said, to the weapons. That needler, when the needler showed up and he was like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I said the same thing. I was like, hell yeah. The only qualm I have with it, the only thing that I wish wasn't the case, two things actually. I wish that they had given us a better fight scene between Old Boy and the big
The brute.
the brute. You know what I'm saying? I wish that they had gone a little. I wish that had been a little more elaborate. You know what I'm saying? I wish that they had gone a little more bloody, a little nasty. I wish that they had went full violent with that. The other thing was I wasn't necessarily too happy with the way that they kind of got turned, that they were turned against each other. I get it, I understand it, but there's nothing like without that inhibitor chip, Tyrone. What makes I'm so bad at names. Not the black guy, but the other one, the redheaded girl with the freckles.
Riz, I believe is her name. Yeah,
Riz. Yeah. What if they don't have the inhibitor? If they don't have the emotional suppressing going on with that chip, then what gives them the emotions? You know what I'm saying? And why would she stop? Why wouldn't she shoot them? Why do they have the same capabilities as John and what's her name when they still have their chips in? You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't understand like how they were able to get themselves out of that emotionally.
Yeah, there's it's a good question, and there are some holes in the show here and there where things kind of change up a little bit when they need to for narrative purposes. Sometimes it's like one thing that was never kind of the same was like how much they could or could not get hit in their armor without actually causing damage to the armor and stuff. But I think what they tried to get across is that the most powerful thing that kept the Spartans under wrap was their indoctrination, all of the lies that were told as the foundation for their being, all of the training that they went through. It became reflexive, it became second nature. And I think what they were trying to tell is that it takes a few people who could be good leaders that can help to clear things up for people. But you're right though, without the other two removing the chips that were in there, the pellets that they call them, that essentially just kind of like chemically made them neutral and just kind of able to be customized mentally. Without that, it does beg the question why they were able to so quickly be convinced just by hearing a couple of truths and then being able to make that decision. What do you think, Ty?
Well, to that point, that for the most part throughout the episode prior to this, they were being controlled via an earpiece or some form of communication that Halsey had with them. Throughout that whole fight scene and everything with Master Chief, Halsey had already established that he was a threat. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were reacting to her commands. Once she no longer had that open line of communication, they still had a rationale. They were still able to rationalize things. And when the captain stepped out, because remember when Master Chief said what he said, that didn't stop shit. Old boy was like, raise your gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like I don't care what you say. You're a threat. You're confused. You're something's wrong with you. Halsey told us to bring you in dead or alive. That they were still sticking to the plan until Captain stepped in and was like, it's all true. And then that's when it was like the rationale kind of kicked in, and they were like, okay, Cap, we have no reason to not believe Cap, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. So I think that's where the established as far as them making that decision to put their guns down. The inhibitor chip, it did seem though, and to both of your points, it did seem though after that they weren't the same. Like they, you know what I mean? Like once they realized, the realization came in, now all of a sudden you guys are tapped into feelings and everything. Old boy was on the ship when they were going through I don't like this. I don't like it. That is emotion, bro. Like, that is pure, unadulterated emotion. And he still got his chip in. It would have been nice to see them take the chips out after, you know what I'm saying? And then it would have made more sense as to why they're reacting the way that they were reacting. But fear is an emotion. So like at the end of the day, at the end of the day, they were exhibiting a lot of emotion, and that does come in question as to why that is, unless they were in some way able to override the chip which then makes it you question like, well, why take it out in the first place?
Why spend 3 episodes in the beginning talking about what this chip does? Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, when they went back, like when they got on the ship after that, when they were all ready to leave, and Kai was like asking them, you know what I'm saying, like, would you guys have really shot me? And they're like, absolutely, without a doubt. And she was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? She's like, you guys really are stone cold. And they're just like, yep. She's like, and then they asked her, like, what would you have done? She's like, I would at least like felt bad about it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So they're still Spartans. They're still technically like have, you know what I'm saying, all like those years of just, you know what I'm saying, like indoctrination, like they were explaining to them, like they were literally stolen, taken, tortured, you know what I'm saying, brainwashed, and like, you know what I mean? So they're, yeah.
And how about the clemency that they gave old boy when he told them, he's like, Master Chief. Which, by the way, I normally don't down black people, no matter what they do. I'm Issa Rae. I'm rooting for everybody black. But this dude's American accent had so many different variations, bro. He's the first British actor that I'm like, I'm not convinced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to hate, but he's clearly not from wherever he's trying to depict. And he couldn't, in my opinion, keep his act. Now, listen, these British actors ain't the only ones doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at Wanda is a complete American now. She started off as from, Sarkovia or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? It happens. But I mean, this dude's, but anyway, my point is that like when he told them, yo, look, Master Chief, we abducted you. We took you in and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Master Chief. And then he told everybody else, we took you in, we brainwashed you. And everybody's like, all right. And then they just left it. They just left this dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to basically, like, find and hunt down Halsey. But the captain dude, they're like, yo, well, he's cool. At least he came clean, right? Like, there's a whole operation out that, and that doesn't include that the young lady of Indian descent who also has some part in it. Like there's gonna be a reckoning, and maybe that's season 2, coupled with whatever it is getting on Halo. But like, yeah, like now they're all woke, so to speak. But they like there was no anger at this dude. Like nobody was like, "What? You did what? My childhood, my mama." You know what I'm saying? It was just like, "Oh, all right, it seems legit. Let's go beat these. Let's go get the Well,
no, Kai ran after Halsey's ship and tried to like get her down, and she did capture her. You know what I'm saying? Like try to capture her. So like technically speaking, you know what I'm saying? Like Kai without her inhibitor chip did like freak out and like what's my name? You know what I mean? So like
yeah. Well, what and tell me, Tyrone, what's up with that too? Like, so they tried to give Halsey a little bit of like they're like, all right, look, we're gonna take you somewhere where you're just gonna be in a lab doing what you want, just chill, just do what you want, just chill. We're gonna go somewhere safe. And she was like, no. And she tries to bring the Spartans with her, and it doesn't work out. Well, what's the problem? Like, why? What is she doing? Like, why is she trying?
You mean like her ultimate?
That seems so original, Marvin. But I've heard that already this morning. So
I got a text. I got a text asking the same question too.
Oh my God! This is not going to work out. All right, anyway, go ahead, Tyrone, please.
No, yeah, it's what we kind of talked about last week with the idea of humanity being the greatest strength of humanity. Our human nature being a thing, and Halsey sees that as the biggest weakness. So she's trying to do whatever she can to remove that from people, make them, Spartan program was basically to make soldiers for humanity that don't have any of the weaknesses that she sees. And of course it didn't work because they decided to choose humanity over just being mindless soldiers until, Master Chief makes his choice. Essentially, what happens at the end is exactly what Halsey was hoping for, is that Cortana would essentially just become the Master Chief. And we don't know if he'll be back and, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's, it played out pretty much like you would expect it to play out as far as Halsey is concerned. She's not going to give up on what she sees as the only hope for humanity existing, far beyond where we are now. And it seems like she wants to it seems like it's a lot of self-serving stuff. She wants to be a part of it because of her use of clones. I would imagine that she doesn't plan on dying anytime soon or letting her consciousness just go. So yeah, right. She is trying to take away the things that makes the thing that makes a human. And Master Chief and now the other Spartans are kind of fighting for that, along with her daughter and anybody who's kind of going against the program. But yeah, it was interesting. Like you said, the fact that there was just kind of no reckoning, and even in the in the episode, what he say? He was like, "There will be a reckoning, but not now."
Oh yeah.
It was like basically saying, "Stay tuned for season 2 for the reckoning." Halo, right. The reckoning. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna be one of these kinds of things. But it was fun. I think they wanted to make sure that the first season ended with like that big kind of bang at the end. And it was crazy, it was colorful, it was game like and stuff. But ultimately I think they're interestingly enough, I think what ended up being the strength of the show was some of the stuff that they were dealing with internally and some of the stuff that they were dealing with sort of existentially. And the action was fun and the special effects were fun, but the strength was that humanity versus kind of mindless soldiers thing. And they kind of went away from it in the season finale, and it just, I think because of that, it just kind of felt a little bit rushed for me.
I'm gonna keep it real. As much as I love this, all right, I think we can hands down, and we don't even need Stephanie's opinion because we know she loved it. But I think that this show is good. I think we can all agree, those of us that watched it, I think we can all agree that the show is definitely above subpar.
Yeah, better than I thought it would be.
Much better than I expected. I think that they did well by not promoting old boy as the star of the show, by revealing him in the show, letting us learn him, that it's him, and not making it about a helmeted Master Chief. They won us over with him playing the role of Master Chief. Now, I start to get a little queasy whenever shows like this start talking about love and start, you know what I'm saying? Like making that, like, he said something about love in the last episode. Like, it was so strong and it was blah. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go with this love shit, man. Like, calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we really need love right now? Is that what the world really needs right now? You know what I'm saying? Are you serious? Yeah. Like, what we need is super soldiers, all right, to go fight these folks over in Ukraine. They don't need love right now, bro. Like, calm down with the love. Is it just me? All right, it's probably just me.
Well, I mean, a testament to humanity's. I mean, the thing that in a lot of movies, not just this movie, that supposedly separates us from a lot of the outside, the other parts of the universe, is the fact that we are emotional beings, and that part was very much highlighted in this story, because the disconnect with non-emotion, and then the kind of the introduction of emotion to these characters is what determines their choices. Now, if they didn't have those emotions, then they would have done exactly what Halsey wanted them to do, which would have been destroy humanity in essence. Okay. So they had to tap into these emotions in order to start making their own decisions in essence. So what we saw was Master Chief go from this stone cold killer that we saw in the very first episode, that just was I mean, if we're being honest, was just a badass. Their whole team was a bunch of badasses. And then you start to see him processing all of the newfound emotion once he takes the chip out. His decisions that happen after he takes the chip out, which is to trust what was her name?
Makai.
Oh, McKee.
McKee. To trust McKee, because the non-emotional Master Chief wouldn't have trusted her at all. Probably would have killed her under, for whatever reason. But I think that was the part of Halo that they needed to tap into this season, was the reason why it's so important for humanity to exist, and what Halsey looks at humanity as as being like weaknesses.
Mhm.
The weakness that, like that, the emotion is a weakness because then it causes us to do all of these things that can't be predicted and everything like that. She wants full control. Her narcissistic behavior is at I mean, like it's extreme. So I think to show the difference, and even to see McKee tap into that, because remember when she came to them, she had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Her
Mhm.
plan was to get the artifact, take it back to the covenant, and then go ahead and destroy humanity. But what she saw when she got there was something she hadn't experienced. And once she tapped into that real emotion, she was now kind of in a moment in a moment of conflict. Like I really like I have a connection that I've never felt before. I had these people that raised me, and I don't even have this connection. And now I'm willing to do anything to kind of continue feeling the way that I feel, which she pulled out her, like, to watch somebody do that quietly in a room while you laying in the bed. I'm like, dang, you girl, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You got to think, you know what I'm saying, a high propensity for pain to just be able to pull that out. He's sleeping right there in the
yeah,
bed, and you just pulling it out your like, so
yeah,
so things like that, I think they really kind of tapped in and did a really good job of. Of course, there's going to be holes. Like I said, anytime you're dealing with a season one and there's a potential for a season two, you don't want to shoot your. Well, I was about to say, that. You don't want
You
to.
don't want to waste all your needles right away.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Tyrone. Thank you.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, all right. Well, you did. So she's basically a Vulcan, is what it says. She wants us to be Vulcans. Like Vulcans had that same logic, right? Like Vulcans believe that emotions
Mhm.
are weakness, like emotional responses. Anytime you like react with your emotion, it's likening you to a human, which makes you weaker. We don't use human emotions. We dictate ourselves by logic, right? So I mean, she might just be on the wrong show for her philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she just needs to. But speaking of uh, Vulcans,
Nice segue.
A classic Vince Taylor segue.
not that I made it obvious or anything, right? You know what I'm saying? There's another show before we get into the Marvel stuff and the MegaCon stuff. And quick shout out to Minnie, who we see in the comments. Congrats! I heard through the grapevine, it was all over the Orlando Sentinel, and I couldn't. It was on Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN that he joined the podcast. That he joined the multiverse. Is this true? Am I
Oh
hearing that?
shit.
This is true. This
Is this the
true.
truth? Is Minnie multiversatile? Is that what's going on right now?
He
Go
is.
ahead, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, for sure. Well, that's what's up, man. Congratulations on the acquisition of young baby Grogu in the building. Minnie was our. He also, I don't know if you know this, but we did the roast of baby Grogu, which ended up just being a comedy showcase with some mentions of Grogu. But yo, you got the right one with this dude. He is ready, man. So thank you so much, Minnie. And I am going to MegaCon. We're actually late already. I'm staying out here at the hotel across the street from the convention center. So as soon as I get done with the rest of this mug, and not that there's much that can be done to improve it, we'll be heading right over there. You see, this one's already ready. Come on, show up again real quick, man. This one's ready. So
Yeah,
you'll
let's
see
that
this.
makeup.
You'll see
Yes.
this, Minnie. This happy face,
Right?
This face that's so grateful for the money that was spent for the makeup. This face that's so grateful for the money spent on the hotel, the outfit, the MegaCon. She's just that's a face of grateful child, right? Kiki, right?
That's the face of somebody who knows MegaCon's been open now for an hour and 40 minutes. Why aren't we there?
that part. All right. And somebody who hasn't eaten too.
Oh.
This is where I got the phone for. I'm sitting there trying to order food.
You got a hangry Gwenum right there. Yeah, you better be careful, man.
She's about to turn and eat me, and see, I don't want those problems. So, Minnie, I will see you out there. And also, Minnie, maybe you can help me with the project. I would like to interview folks while I'm there and do it live. So if you're around, man, and you want to come through, I'm bringing my ring light. I got microphones. I got cameras. Maybe you could help me in that. I didn't think it. Look, let's keep it real. I didn't know I was going to MegaCon until last week. Y'all heard my Wait a minute. You know what's so funny, yo? This whole time in the comments, I've been confusing Mati and Minnie. Because Mati is calling herself Mini Me Lego, but I'm thinking of Mini Baby Grogu.
Yeah.
But Roberto Font is here, and I've been thinking that so I don't know who I told I was going to MegaCon, but I'll be there. I think Benny's gonna be there, but I'll be there. So yeah, if you want to join me too, Monty, that's cool. It don't matter as long as it's family, y'all family. But yeah, I wasn't going because last week I was on the boat and then I had COVID. I still got it.
He was detained, threw him in the brig. Yeah, the whole thing. You were a prisoner for a week, right?
I got something in my throat right now, makeup artist.
You lucky she did 300 kick you in the chest right there. I swear.
Nah, but yeah, so I didn't learn until I escaped the boat. Once they gave us free, I was able to kind of make us these plans. So now that we're here, I'm able to get Mati, look, man. She's so silly. But like I was saying, man, that's because I love MegaCon. It gets me real emotional, which is not something that's permitted in the Vulcan species. Last week, a few weeks ago, we finally started watching Strange New Worlds. I'm a Trekker. I can't speak for y'all. I'm huge on Trek. I think I've recruited Ty. Ty used to watch it too, but I don't know if he's as. I think I'm the big. Like I'm a doctor who. I'm like. There's a lot of things that I like that nobody else likes. But Trek is something that we definitely have in common. And I heard that you are feeling this one right now, huh, Ty?
Yeah, I am. And let me correct you, sir. I'm older than you. And I've been watching Trek since the early days of William Shatner and the real Dr. Spock. So I've always been a Trek.
Yet he calls him Dr. Spock. You know what I'm saying? Like he confuses him with the guy in the '60s who
Leonard Nimoy.
was like giving.
Okay. You want me to go there? Okay, Leonard Nimoy.
He's no doctor.
Even though he wrote books as Dr. Spock. But cool.
That was him name dropping how old
that's not
he was,
him.
bro. That was vintage.
It's not Dr. Spock.
You confusing him with somebody else. No, that's not Dr. Spock.
Well,
that's somebody else.
All right, cool.
He's not Redman. If that's what he's not the funk Dr. Spock.
Man, Ty, what did you do before Vince introduced you to television?
Oh yeah.
And stuff like, man, I don't even know.
I sat in a room and looked in the corner. I was always staring at walls before Vince put me on to TV. But I do very much enjoy Strange New Worlds. Aesthetically, it looks amazing. The acting is pretty much on par. I love the way that they're being very inclusive with all of these different people as opposed to aliens. You know what I'm saying? So you have a Uhura who is Kenyan descent, who speaks 37 languages. Or 39. I don't want to miss any of the newfound languages or anything like that. You have Dr. Mabinga, who played a pretty intricate role in this last episode. You had a reveal. You had a reveal this episode. This last episode. I don't really know what Alarians I think that's what it is, Alarian. Alarians are.
Oh yeah.
But they're bioengineered, which gives me Borg type, energy without the look of a Borg. So they look more more human, but clearly their bioengineering gives them super strength. Because last episode she hoisted up this gentleman and picked him up like he was a paperweight.
It was nothing,
and I was like, whoa. Okay, we'll get to that. And it's the dynamic with Pike and Spock gives you a lot of the same energy that William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy had. if I'm being honest, this version of Spock, yo, they hit it dead on. Like he is killing, like he is killing it as Spock. Like I mean, when you think of what Spock represented in the old Star Trek, where in the very early episodes and early years of Star Trek, although he was half human, he didn't show that emotional side. He was very, very logical, very percentage wise and mathematically inclined when it came to how he viewed things. And this Spock, although we know that he has a sister, he has alluded to missing his sister, and stuff like that. So you've seen a little bit of the emotional side of him, but then when he gets on the ship, he reverts back to this logic-based being, for the most part, and we kind of see that, and I can't wait to see his development moving forward. But I really do like this show, man. So far, so good.
What do you think about well, first of all, just to kind of I don't want to say correct the record, but just to add, the Illyrians, they're not like robotic. They don't robotically genetically engineer. What they do is they try to modify, like it's genetic, not robotic. You know what I'm saying? So like, say we find that cheetahs have the best speed, right? They'll take cheetah blood or DNA and splice it with human DNA. You know what I'm saying? So that cheetahs can be even stronger. They find out that owls can hear better. You know what I'm saying? And the Federation is like, who the hell? Nah, bro. Like, we don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be genetically modifying yourself. And so one of the things about this last episode is that it sounds like, it feels like, I'm gonna spoil it because I don't think anybody's gonna watch it anyway. It feels like they're like they tried to genetically modify themselves almost to the point where they almost genetically modified themselves out of existence, and that's kind of kind of messed up. But that's, I guess, the way the cookie crumbles. Now you did also mention, in addition to some of these other characters, it's an eye. Oh.
The good one or the bad one?
I don't know which one is which anymore. So you did. Can you?
Now you really look like Debo.
Oh wow! All right. Well, in addition to the Illyrian and Spock, you did mention Dr. M'Benga. Now, Dr. M'Benga is a reprised character. He was in the original Star Treks, but he wasn't the main doctor throughout the series. He was actually kind of a mentor to Dr. McCoy in certain situations. But it is nice to see them bring him back, and like he's like, there's two like Africans, you know what I'm saying? Like, that are they're main characters on this ship. So, and I love the fact that they brought them back. Uhura is so well represented. Now, we already gave Uhura her flowers last week, but this new young, not even a Starfleet member yet, just a cadet, Uhura, brings so much to the cast. And I mean, Ty, I could go on all in a day, but I would like for us to try to pitch this to Stephanie and Yaz. I think Tyrone's got a little bit of a trek back. Yes, it's not even open to. All right. Well, what is it that keeps you from being what am I missing about? I mean, again, I've already discussed like my emotional connection to Star Trek, so I get that it's not everybody. But what is it that is? Why do you hate America? I mean, Star Trek, or they're one and the same.
Okay.
Who are you asking? You asking Yes?
No, he's asking you.
Yeah. Yes. No. Tyrone, I think Tyrone is just holding out. I think that he's open to it. He's just like, it's not my thing, but he will do it. Yaz is like refusing. Like, she's like, it's like a zombie show. Like,
no.
It's almost like
I like what I like, and I don't what I don't, and that's just on that list that I don't. And I'm sorry. I appreciate.
Are you sorry? You don't sound very sorry. Like,
I'm sorry that I will not sway that way, but I'm happy that you like it and you enjoy it and it makes you happy.
So we get that. We've established that you don't like it.
I just don't like. I don't know. Like the story is boring. It's dry to me. Like I get it. It's just like all of it's kind of just like I don't know. I just feel like it's like a knockoff of like Star Wars, but just with different.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're about to start a war with the
Checkers. I am about to start a war. So you wanted to know this is what it is. I said it.
You can't be a knockoff of something if you came after it. As much of a Star Wars fan as I am, Star Wars came after Star Trek, so I can't.
But I just don't like their strange little space suits and you know what I'm saying. Like this, there's a lot of things. You know what I'm saying. Like I don't know. For me, I can totally like. I don't know, rationalize that like Star Wars can be all like real and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? But like Star Trek, I'm like, nah, sorry. It's just not for me. You want to know?
Okay. All right, question. Have you ever watched an episode of Star Trek?
I attempted to watch an episode of Star Trek and I stopped. I did see like the movies with Chris Pine.
There you go.
But that's as far as I'm going to go. I'm not going to individually watch like all of the. Yeah.
You know what? I will be, and I'm not trying to. Yes, I am. I was going to say I'm not trying to change your mind, but I would be completely satisfied with Yaz as simply a theatrical Star Trek viewer. I'm not even going to call it a fan, but a viewer, because the J.J. Abrams reboot, the original one, I can't speak for the ones following, were beautiful. Well, the first one was beautiful. By the third one with Idris Elba, I was like, all right, whatever. But the first one with first they gave us new Spock as Zachary Quinto, Uhura, Zoe Saldana, Chris Pine, Kirk, John Cho, Sulu. You know what I'm saying? They gave us a star cast, and then in the sequel we got Khan. One Benedictine Cumberbatch, all right, who's Doctor Strange. I said his name wrong, didn't I? It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict.
I don't know why I try to make his name into an ointment.
Benadryl. Benadryl Cumberbatch.
But yeah, man. So those first two, man, and brilliantly so, J.J. Abrams basically made the Star Trek universe. By making them go through a portal, a wormhole that ends up allowing them to break to go through space time and all of that. So they actually in the first Star Trek reboot with J.J. Abrams had old Spock and new Spock in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And at first it was like, it was kind of the Back to the Future thing. Don't talk to your old self. You don't want to deter. And then it was like, bro, it don't matter. Like we're from different universes. You know what I'm saying? Like we could talk to each other, and they spoke and. It makes it possible for us to have the cast that we have with Strange New Worlds.
It's like close your mouth.
It's funny watching Vince try to talk all this Star Trek stuff while he's getting his face beat.
Yeah, Marvin. Leonard Nimoy died. Leonard Nimoy died, and I think there's a couple others. I mean, they're
the kid who played Chekhov
died.
Chekhov died.
Yeah, a good chunk of them did, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, they were like 100 years old. So.
Oh no, he's talking like there was the J.J. Abrams movie. The kid who they cast.
Oh, he's talking about J.J. Abrams.
Oh yeah, Russian, the dude that was playing the Russian.
The Russian kid died.
Chekhov.
Yeah.
It was
like it was a
Russian in real life.
Yeah, an accident that happened at his house. Like he just a young kid ended up passing away.
Jesus.
Yeah, man, it was sad because he had just played. He was. Do you remember that movie with Justin Timberlake, where like he was like supposed to be this dude where like, they were supposed to kill this boy at the end of the movie, and
they kidnapped him.
I don't want to give it away, but
I saw
Alpha Dogs.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right? Was it Alpha Dogs?
Yeah.
Alpha Dog.
I didn't see it, but yeah.
Yeah, Alpha Dogs. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
he was in that too. You know what I'm saying? So he was doing his little thing. But yeah, man, this Star Trek is worthy of the watch if you're a Star Trek fan. And like I was just saying before, my mouth was full of it's coming back around. This made.
It's hilarious.
Right. Nah, it's cool. I can still talk. Wow. So after. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say a real quick recommendation for the kid who played Chekhov. There's a movie that he did like in the maybe in the aughts called Odd Thomas. It's actually a really good movie. If y'all find it, check it out. It's a wild, kind of crazy, fresh, original movie. Odd Thomas, check it out.
Odd Thomas. Okay. Well, that's I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna see what that's about. But one of the things that I was saying is like with Star Trek, they made it so that all of these things happening in this universe is possible and it doesn't disrupt the timeline. You know what I'm saying? Or disrupt the plot. You know, like how you'll watch a movie or watch a show and you'll be like, nah, man, Spock would never say that. Man, hold on, man. Kirk wouldn't. Like in this one, they've already, like J.J. Abrams made it so that it doesn't matter what they do with either the cartoons like Lower Decks or even the Prodigy, or what they do with the shows, because these are happening in parallel universes. So I mean, it's very it was multiverse before multiverse, if you think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something, Yaz, and I know that doesn't help you at all. But I'm not one of these people, Tyrone, and maybe you are, Steph. You know, I don't know if these two are attractive to you, but I'm not one of these people who feels like I always have to choose. Like, I don't know who made it so that because the star is at the beginning of the title, like you have to choose which one you like either Star Trek or Star Wars. Like, I never subscribed to that. I always thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I think humans just kind of like to to be in groups. So it's like when there are like two groups that seem to be opposed. Yeah, it's like I gotta choose a side. But yeah, I'm with you.
Burger King and McDonald's.
Yeah, like I feel
Hut,
like
Papa John's.
Yeah, why not just have it all?
Walmart and Publix. Sorry, Tyrone.
No,
I do feel
I would have gone Walmart and Target, but that's just me.
Yeah,
Marvel and DC.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely the same with Marvel and DC. But yeah, it's why not just enjoy them all? But there is, I think, the people who often compare Star Trek and Star Wars forget that so much of Star Wars is just fantasy. Like it's really like it's almost Lord of the Rings in space when you really look at it. You know, and whereas Star Trek tries to be more sci-fi. You know, if you look at older Star Trek and you kind of look at the advancements in technology over the years,
yes, a
lot of them match up with Star Trek a lot more than they match up with Star Wars. That's, you know, for a reason, for a very good reason. It's if you, Vince, I'm sure you could speak to this. A lot of people who work in aerospace and things like that. Like, yeah, they're big on Star Trek more so than they are Star Wars, because of the fact that it tries to stick more to scientific theory and things like that. I mean, Vince, I'll yield to you on that one, but I've always enjoyed Star Trek. I think for me, there's so much new Star Trek that it's like overwhelming. It's like, oh shit, where do I start? But I feel like this might be a good place to start, just because it's taking place before the original series, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's my point. Like, this doesn't. Yes, it does, and it doesn't. I mean, because remember, there are different universes. But yes, Captain Pike, the very first episode of the Star Trek when it was launched, it was it was about Captain Pike. All right, this is starring Captain Pike. You understand what I'm saying? So it is a prequel, and I can even tell you in advance that. Well, let me let them. But yeah, they'll tell you exactly how far into the past. It is beyond it. But you get to see the Enterprise that Captain. What's this process called? Are you tweezing?
No, I'm trying to take the loose glue off, but I don't want to see.
Oh, okay.
You were screaming when she was putting the glue on, but you were silent when she was plucking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I want to just look. Yeah.
Vince is one of the kids when he gets a shot, like they do the alcohol swab. He's like,
right. And he's like, "Oh, you're done? You did it
just
already?"
The alcohol. Yeah.
Believe it or not, shots I was good with. Just the finger pricks that always got me. But yeah, a lot of engineers do model their models. And one of the first ones, I mean, if you look to the early 2000s, we started using flip phones just the same way Captain Kirk was. Yeah. And now if you look at the way that we operate our time, like if you have, and I know only three of us on this panel have them, but if you have children that have electronic devices, once they get to the age where they have friends and can talk to them, they don't call their friends. They FaceTime their friends. They'll even FaceTime them and put the phone down and walk away, even though you could make a phone call. They FaceTime everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. Am I wrong, Kiki? Kiki, you can speak to this. I think you're a child, right? So why are we FaceTiming? Oh, you can't. I don't think we can hear you because I have my headphones in. But you can speak on this.
We can hear
why
Kiki.
Is it? You can hear Kiki?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead. Speak, Kiki. Why is it the FaceTime and not? Why can't you just make a phone call? I sound like a real old man saying this, and I am. But why not? Like, what's the purpose of FaceTime with somebody you just talking to anyway?
Because FaceTime is like real life, and like you get the
Perspective.
the view
The
of
perspective.
this
Perspective.
perspectives. And
That was great.
Oh, so adorable. Oh my god.
how do you say it?
Perspective.
Perspective of the ceiling, the eyebrow in the eye, and the
Up somebody's nose.
the blackness of the blanket. You
The
know,
blackness of the blanket. All right.
that's it.
Uh,
Y'all kids are weird. That's what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But that's my child, and she's right. I guess we asked for her
Wants to
opinion, and
see
there
you
it is.
cringe in your facial expressions is what she's trying to say when you talk.
Really. She wants to see. She wants to hear what you look like. Put the phone down and all that. Yeah, Deirdre, that's a good point. That is a good point. Star Trek came about during the Civil Rights Movement, and the bridge was representative of. Look, Star Trek predicted the future or made the future so many different things than it is. Because of Star Trek, we do have the phones. I don't want to say because of, but the phones. I think that they really did take that design. Now I don't know the person that designed the flip phone, but I truly believe that there was something like, oh well, look, Kirk had this thing. But then now they talk on the bridge on this thing called the screen. They talk on the screen, like they say on screen. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're talking to Alexa. You know what I'm saying? On screen. Bim. And Bim, there's a big FaceTime iPad on the bridge where you see into where they hail whoever it is. So and again, the civil rights thing is the civil rights. I'm sorry, I'm reading Minnie's comment about the spicy nuggets for Wendy's. The civil rights movement thing is important because this came about in the 60s. I don't know if Todd watched the first season because it was in black and white. All right, but
I did actually. I told you I've been watching Star Trek for a very, very, very long time. Like I really did. Like I caught it right when it transitioned from black and white to color vision, which was what, because that's what it was. It went from black and white to color vision, and all of a sudden you got color, but it was like dull. It was like dull color.
Yeah, it's Technicolor.
Yeah, so I've been around.
But yeah, the fact that there was a black woman on the TV, a black doctor on the TV, these were controversial things. And don't get me started on the fact that there was an interracial kiss in the 60s where these things were illegal. The miscegenation was illegal in some states and still is, believe it or not. Miscegenation, all right? Look it up, MICS, education.
That's correct.
Stephanie, you know what
use it in a
miscegenation
sentence,
right? Stephanie, you familiar with miscegenation, right?
Yes, and I can spell it.
Oh, Stephanie won the spelling bee. You didn't have to do it. I just believe you.
The shade is real. Yo, I ain't gonna throw shade at me, man. I'm already being bogged down by makeup, man. But Stephanie, any Star Trek interest at all? Any the concept of Uhura, of Dr. M'Benga, of these strong black characters on these shows, even in the newer updated versions, is it appealing to you at all? Is there anything in you that says, I'm curious? Or are you just like, nope, not my storm?
I'm curious. I don't know what's going on with her hairline. I'm a little concerned.
Damn.
We go right to it. Oh my god.
Oh man, the hair, not the hairline.
Damn, Stephanie.
Damn, Lord, hey, she got a fine hair. That's what Stephanie just
Hair
said.
shaving, the only
They call that the horseshoe. Horseshoe cut.
Come on. Yeah, I get a feeling her hair is gonna have many different iterations throughout her career. But anyway, go ahead, Steph. What are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it a shot if there's black people. I prefer majority black shows, and y'all know this. But I mean, I give it a try. I've watched some Star Trek. My parents are big fans. I've seen a lot of the Next Generation or the last generation, whatever generation was a generation.
This generation, that generation.
Whatever generation was it.
I've seen some of it, and I like it more than I like Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars actually like irks me a little bit. I can get with Star Trek, but it's never captured my heart.
Okay, all right.
Can I say this?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say this. With this version of Star Trek, I will say this: it seems as though they're making a conscious effort to almost make Uhura on this a focal point. Like every episode, it's reliant on her. Like even this.
Not this most recent episode.
What I'm saying is, whenever there is an issue or there is something going on, it's really relying on her communications. Like so like for this episode in particular, the captain and Spock are trapped on a planet, and it is imperative that the ship is able to contact them and establish communication so that they can let them know what's going on the ship, and also interact with the captain to find out what's going on. Now he does have someone under him. He does have someone under him that pretty much handles things, but with Uhura, it's like always her. It's always the episode before this. It was her linguistics that kind of saved them from death. You know, if she wouldn't have known how to interpret this alien species language, then they would have all been pretty much killed, and then that would have been the end of the episode. In this last episode, we have Mabinga, who is the doctor, who's I don't know if he's of Kenyan descent as well, but I know he's definitely African. And everything was kind of reliant on him creating a cure or finding a way or finding out what's going on with the people on the ship, because everybody came down with this disease or whatever you want to call it. And it kind of it just each episode I'm seeing them tap more into Uhura and kind of utilizing her on the ship, because she doesn't even really want to be there. Like that's one of the things that they established in the first episode, where she was like, I just came here because my parents got killed and I couldn't stay in Kenya because everything reminded me of, like what happened to them. So and like everybody's looking at her like, whoa, people wait their whole lives to be on Starfleet, and you don't want to be here. And she's like, nah, not really, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so they're really trying to tap into her character, and I see it each episode. They're like really kind of focusing on her was a little bit extreme, but they definitely make sure that she's a key ingredient to each episode.
Well, the second episode was about Uhura. Like she on the script probably had the most lines, and it was clearly meant to give her more depth as a character. Mm-hmm. And I love that about her. I also love that folks, and please forgive me, Steph, for saying this presumptively, but folks that have Steph's adamance, if that's a word, I'm gonna make it up right now, about the true nature of a character, would have probably, despite as aesthetically pleasing as she is, would have taken some issue with Zoe Saldana being selected as Uhura, because Zoe Saldana is of Latin descent, and she makes it clear when she's on shows that try to ask her about hip hop. I don't know if I used to watch 106 in Park, but I'll never forget when she was on there and AJ or Free, one of them was like, so Zoe, like, what are you into, like Jeezy, Jay-Z? She's like, hip hop, I'm not really doing that right now. A lot of people think I'm black, but I'm actually Dominican. You know what I'm saying? And said this weird stuff on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like that's like green room talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in front of a bunch of screaming young black adults on 106 in Park, and what you say out your mouth is, I'm really Dominican. They call me black. But it's like, yo, hold up, chick. So some folks will be like, yo, why y'all casting her as this goddess Uhura Michelle Nichols, who originally played her. And so for them to come back in this universe and give us this young lady, I think is, I don't know, Ty, would we call that a correction? Are we call it an upgrade? I would just say it's a good new addition.
I wouldn't call it a correction or an upgrade. I think it's due to the time period we live in. You know what I'm saying? I think it's spot on for, you know, to you know, I think it's the safe route. You know what I'm saying? Because because of all of the stuff that went on with how they depicted Uhura in the old Star Trek. She was definitely sexualized. And then in this one, you know, you kind of you know,
yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that is a good point. You know, I didn't really put a lot of credence into the fact that Michelle Nichols, I mean, she did have the shortest uniform of all the uniforms. I wasn't mad at it, but
I don't think anybody was.
It wasn't something that I really like noticed, I'd say, or really took real note of until just now. Yes. I haven't ordered anything. Sorry. You're right. All right. We're moving things around there. It's all right. No pressure. It's cool. Yeah. Oh, you should have.
There goes that other eye.
I do have another eye.
You legit have no eyebrows now.
Yeah, that was the goal. Is to good job. See, look how perceptive you guys is.
Our yellow vents.
Can I dim this?
We're like the same color. Look at you.
Yeah, Vincent got his skin bleached.
Did my bleach out the skin?
I'm starting to feel personally attacked. I
know. All right, yo. Well, a couple other things real quick, man. I want the guy to kind of veer into, but definitely Talim and I will. By the way, I think Ash got really mad at me last week. I called her Steph on accident a couple times. I just want to apologize again after, and because she didn't, think it was funny one time anyway. But I think Ty Leem and I are definitely recommending for anybody who's into science fiction, true science fiction, not fantasy, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It's on right now. It's only on episode 3. So it's not too late to get caught up. It's episodic every week on Paramount Plus. Now there's a couple things on the docket. I'm about to start making moves here. I think we're going to get the knocking a little bit from the front desk. But there's a couple things on the docket. Yeah, so get ready, Tyrone. We about to be evicted. Couple things on the docket real quick. The first one I want to go over before we tap into like Thor and the Love and Thunder that's supposed to be dropping pretty soon. And Stranger Things, which is also coming out next week. Oh, Orville's good too. Good mention. Orville is Seth MacFarlane's version. It only went one season. I don't know if it's coming back. Doesn't seem like it.
It is.
Oh my God.
It is.
Orville. Listen, let me say this about Orville before I get too sidetracked. Orville did one of the few things that they don't typically do in Star Trek or Star Wars, and it explored the concept of gravity being different on different planets. Now, they mentioned it in this most recent one on the comet, Talim. But the fact that you go to each planet and the atmosphere is sometimes the same, they do kind of deal with that. But the gravity, on Earth, gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same every single place you go. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And they actually went to a planet where the gravity was so heavy that they had to have on suits to keep them from being like splattered. You just go to the planet and the gravity's so heavy. And so one of the girls that's from that planet is like one of the strongest beings on the ship because she's so used to everything being so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Where she's from. So just let me throw that out there real quick. So check out Orville too, and if it's coming back, then that's dope because I thought that was underrated.
I saw the trailer for it, and one thing that I say about Orville started off being like comic, like more of a comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now they're getting more serious. This new season looks serious. Like they're like all jokes aside, like they really are like really tapping in. So I'm really excited for Orville.
Okay, well that's good to hear because I thought that I noticed that too. Like towards the beginning, it was Family Guy, And towards the end, it got like a little more. It got a little more.
First episode was crazy. If you want to just laugh,
who's the
first
guy,
episode was absolutely hilarious. Yo, that was absolutely
Vince's eye fell out.
That was absolutely hilarious. You could not have gotten. You couldn't have done a better first episode.
We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this one. There's a plot line, Steph and Yaz. I'm telling y'all this one because y'all ain't listening.
You don't want to let them see it. You just want to feel it. All right, go ahead.
Because they're not gonna watch it. They hate Star Trek. They're not Star Trek fans. I mean, Steph less, but yeah. There's an episode. Yaz, you will watch Orville. I think Yaz would at least watch Orville because it's funny. There's an episode where there's like a couple, right? And there's this blue dude, right, who's like got all this suave, he kind of comes on. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And so the girl ends up sleeping with the dude, right? And the boyfriend gets really mad. He's like, "Yo, how you just go?" He's like, "Yo, I don't know what it was. Yo, I just, he just, blah, blah." And he's like, "What?" And so the captain goes, I think, to confront him. And he ends up sleeping with the dude too. He's like, "Yo, I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm saying?" Like, and come to find out he has like some sort of pheromone release, like in this species, like when you come around him, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a defense mechanism, so to speak. But stuff like that happens on this ship, which doesn't really happen as much on the other ships. I don't know, but I thought that was funny. Good mention.
I thought you were talking about the scene where they were actually in the bed and he caught him in the bed, and then he comes up and then it's like oh yeah. I thought you was talking about that.
No, that part too. Yeah,
I was like,
I can't help it. That's how
Yo, it's really fun. We're laughing. I know Stephanie and Yaz are sitting there like, thank you, Marvin. Thank you, Marvin. Look.
Yeah, Marvin.
Thank you. Somebody seen it.
Marvin.
Thank you,
Marvin. Thank you. Appreciate it. But anyway, so we were, like I said, we was about to get into Stranger Things, about to get into Love and Thunder. But I wanted to pose this question to y'all real quick. This week it was hinted at in a few articles that there is a strong possibility we may be getting a live action Captain Carter, something theatrical, be it movie, be it show, not sure. I wanted to ask the young ladies on the panel, starting with Yaz, does this interest you? Do we want this? Talk to me.
I'm so ready for Captain Carter. Like she killed it in what if series, Peggy Carter series, like in all the Captain America movies that she was in. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see, and like now that we got her all like buff and shit, looking like like Captain Carter, like yeah, I'm kind of really excited to see her kicking ass. She went out kind of dirty. Wanda, like did her a little dirty. So yeah, she needs to be rectified for sure.
Yeah. Now I don't know if you're into Captain Carter, Steph, but any interest of seeing a lead in Britain's finest?
No. As a general rule, white women do not excite me. So
temper your excitement.
Man, that's such a. I'm so shocked.
I know. Inconsistent with my general opinions, but
no.
If my dad had that attitude, I wouldn't exist today. I know that.
There's a lot of folks that wouldn't. Man.
Oh my God, Tyrone, that was so funny.
Maybe we can make some adjustments to time. It's somewhere in the multiverse. Ty is like the shade of Ty is. You know what? Let me stop where I was going with that. I don't. But anyway, so what are we saying? What are we saying? What's this Minnie just saying? Boo, Cap Carter. We only got black Cap for most. All right. Well, do we really want a black Captain America? I'm not. Look, I know that Isaiah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but I ain't gonna lie. Like a black Captain America, I get it. I know Falcon. I know Patriot. I know Isaiah. But I'm not pressed for that. Like, there's this huge debate, and one of the things that Yaz right now has that's gotten like 50,000 likes and shares is that meme that says don't make characters black. Just promote the characters that are black already, like Static Shock, you know what I'm saying, and Luke Cage and folks like that. Are we of the belief that we need to have a black captain? Because I always saw Captain America. That's never been a black man's role, as far as I accept. Like, just the fact that it's called America, like America's rooted in its deepest sin. Why do we want to represent? And I mean, to Marvel's credit, they spoke about that in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. Mm-hmm. But it's never been exciting for me to think of the concept unless they did the Isaiah Bradley way and went full super soldier, and like it was like, you know, he was at war, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, stuff like that. But I don't know, it doesn't excite me, Tyrone. What is something wrong with me? Or
I feel like that's part of the indoctrination of America. Is that we see, you know, when you look at somebody that's something that says Captain America in your head, you automatically think white. So it feels weird to, you know, to picture a black man representing that character. You know, I think that's part of it. I think that's kind of what they spoke to in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Is they kind of spoke to that idea that you know, America should be represented by people that look like America, and that includes black people. You know, you can't just represent America with a white person and be like, this is what America is, because we know that it's not. And of course that, you know, there's a lot more conversation to be had about you know, who really built this country, you know, why we're here, why we are where we are today. So, you know, in my opinion, I think a black Captain America makes a lot of sense because, you know, black folks built this country. You know, black folks have helped to make this country what it is today. So I think why not? Now, do we need a black Steve Rogers? You know, right. No, I don't think so. But do I like seeing Sam Wilson take up that Captain America shield and take up the mantle of Captain America? Absolutely. And would I like to see Isaiah Bradley, you know, something with Isaiah Bradley? Sure. And do I want to see Patriot come through and do his thing? Absolutely. So, yeah, you know, I think while I do agree with the meme in that instead of just doing race swaps for characters, there's actually like a lot of you know, there are a lot of characters to choose from that we could look at and we could celebrate and we could put up to the forefront and everything. But yeah, you know, we don't need to just everything doesn't have to be what happened with Nick Fury, for example. I mean, I think we can all agree that Sam Jackson as Nick Fury was about the best choice Marvel could have made, period. But not everything is gonna feel that smooth. So, you know, go with the characters that we have.
Well said, Tyrone. Well said.
And unlike Nick Fury, Captain America is a mantle. So it doesn't like when you say Captain America, that doesn't encompass just an ethnicity. That's just a mantle, a title. So you know, to see the progressiveness that Marvel is going, you know, moving with, you know, to now be inclusive with black people who for so many years have been reduced and not, you know, noticed, and now putting them at the forefront. Tyrone said it perfectly. This country would not be America without the labor that the black people were forced to implement in order to create this country. So that like that those things are very, very significant. And anytime you see a black person spotlighted, there should be excitement within the black community just because for so very long we were pushed to the background. So yeah, like I'm gonna need you to reach inside of your wallet. I'm gonna need you to swipe, go past those mini credit cards, and give me that black card. We're gonna take that right back.
No, but no, hold up, man. I just disagree.
You got look with the black eye, not the white eye. The white eye got you all messed up, Vince.
Thank you, Tyrone.
Oh my God.
Oh, yo, all right. Well, here's the thing, Stephanie. These were great. That was a very Obama-esque speech, Tyrone. You know, coupled with Ty's co-signing, but I just don't have that same. I don't have that same feeling about black people's role in America. I do believe that we built it involuntarily. We're still waiting for our check. I do believe that if we were given the option, of building it or not, we probably would have either demanded pay or refused. So to be named after the place that enslaved us, and still has yet to really acknowledge the effects of that. No, not only the slavery, because a lot of y'all folks like to sit here and focus on just the slavery, which was travesty. It was a travesty. I mean, let's keep it real. Yaz is here because of slavery. So, I mean, everybody on the panel, but more so the Latin folks who have somehow broken off and formed their own race outside of the original racial structure that was made by Robert Blumen, that was color-coded. Now, Latin is a race. Like, you go fill out an application, you have to tell whether or not you're Black Latin or white Latin. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just have this difference of opinion of the ownership, the possessive nature of which Black folks, we live here, but we ain't from here. We aren't represented well from here. Even when they tried to elect a half Black president, I still felt like we don't have true ownership over this land, and we have a perception of inclusion. But for us to be named something is always, in my opinion, it's showmanship. It's lip service. You know what I'm saying? That's why I prefer the Static Shocks. That's why I prefer the Black Panthers. That's why I prefer look, I know Miles is a variation of Spider-Man. I get that, but he's not America. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a variation of Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how you feel on that, Steph. Like, yo, chime in, man. What's your thoughts?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was texting. Tell me one more time.
So
I knew that face too. I knew that face.
Right?
I knew that.
Let's start from the beginning.
Stephanie wasn't even. I knew the face. I was like,
back in 16, 17, Steph, there was this boat that came over with Black people. You know what I'm saying? His man Dutch Van Wyk was Portuguese. A lot of people don't know that, but we were one of the first people to bring over slaves. But nah, yeah, we were basically. I was just basically. Are we that boring, Steph? Are we taking up your time this morning, Steph?
No, you guys are very interesting. It's just I'm falling in love right now, and we're in the honeymoon phase, and it's very hard to tear myself away.
There's 22 more hours today.
All of them texting him.
All right, well, give me the phone. I want you to just like class. Like, put the phone in the basket. I'll get back to you after class.
Right.
Like,
y'all in love afternoon.
Yeah, tell him this is our time, okay?
Tell her, yeah. We deserve, Stephanie. We waited all week to talk to you too, man. You've been with this. You just came from this. I mean, listen. I don't know. Look, come on, man. Tell him
if he doesn't believe you, he can go to this part of the stream and see it's real.
Listen,
yeah, tell him to talk to you through the comments.
Stephanie. I love it. I love that you're in love, and F us. If you want to put him first, put him first, F us. But let me save you. Vince, why can't we have both? Are we not worthy of both?
I'm okay with both. I'm not. Listen, I love Falcon and Winter Soldier. I like Sam Wilson as Captain America. I'm not opposed, especially if they go with like the way it's going. I think that in 10 years, Patriot's going to be Captain America. Let's just keep it real. They already, spotlighted him in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I'm not opposed to it, but it's not my go-to. It's not like, and I'm not, this is not a statement against race bending. I'm not opposed to that. Like when it happens, you know what I'm saying? Like when we got a Black in Cowboy Bebop, when
Black Jet
Jet was Black, I'm like, hell yeah, give us Black Jet. You know what I'm saying? When when Chewbacca turned Black. Let me stop.
Black
yeah, man, I'm not opposed to it. This is less about the racial. That was a component of it, but this is more about the concept of America and the relationship that the relationship that Black people have as Americans. In that it is always going to be rooted in ownership, in property. You know what I'm saying? I'm of the belief, and this is a far-fetched, this is a whole different topic that's probably for the multiverse someday, which you could catch every week, Wednesday, 6:30, now with, and now including Minnie. So you got two ties of Minnie and Holly on that joint, man. So make sure y'all check that out every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But one of the things that I think that we're going to see is that America as an ideal is unsustainable because of the foundation of it, frankly. All right. It has to be rebooted as a completely different place because it is always going to be rooted unlike other countries, England, other countries, other places that are rooted in fighting their own people. Like England fought Danish people and like, you know, other white folks that they had to fight for that territory. So we're not as opposed to it. They had their slavery issues too and civil rights issues. I see you, Ty.
Colonizers.
But yeah, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But America is one of the few that has yet to rectify itself with it. They think that by doing things, putting black people in movies, giving sports, people that play sports a lot of money, by the existence of black billionaires, that is enough. But it's not, you know, because the resonating effects of slavery in a post-slavery day still exist. The residual effects of the civil rights movement, of being able to walk down the street in your neighborhood and feel safe without having to worry about you getting shot by people that think you don't belong there. These things still exist. So it's just harder for me to reckon with it than for that character specifically than for other characters.
Well, do you move the needle? I mean, obviously it's not going to just go away. So do you like in essence, do you just hope that it goes away and do it and have these hopes from more of an existential role, or do you just go internal? Because like internally you can actually affect change internally. If you're standing on the outside just having your feelings and emotions, I mean, like I said, it's not gonna go away. This is not something that's gonna go away.
Ty, you know me, bro. Ty,
I do know you. That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm saying it's for us to be on a platform like Marvel, which is watched by millions and millions of people, to see visually a black representation of a character who meant something so negative, just from the standpoint of everything you said as far as America, to see that now visually you have millions of people who never would have thought that, that black people would even rise to this occasion or rise to this position. And now you see on Disney Plus a representation of a black man in the Captain America uniform. It does something. It does something. Whether you want to admit it or not, it does something. It does something. It pushes the needle slightly. I'm not saying it's going to fix all of the problems that America has, because America's got many problems. But just as a visual, as an aesthetic, as something that we can admire, that like as black people, and just to see Anthony Mackie kind of, give that extra oomph to the role, like it does empower us in some ways.
Oh, in some ways through visuals, in some ways through representation, but not in any holistic, real, legislatively different way. And I'm cool with it having a slow bend. I'm cool, and I'm not against it, like I said to you. But it's another one of those Obama situations where it's like, let's elect this guy. Oh, and then some people think, well, racism's now over. No, all right. We just elected another politician that looks like us. That's great, but he's a politician that looks like us. All right.
Yeah, but ignorance.
This is a comic book character that looks like us.
You can't, like, ignorance. Ignorance is ignorance. You cannot change ignorance, but with a movie or a book or anything outside of an internal field to change. If you want to change, then you will change. But if you don't want to change and you want to stay ignorant, it doesn't matter what I show you, what I tell you, or what I do for you. You're going to remain ignorant.
And this hold on real quick, Tyrone. In this particular analogy, America represents ignorance. Like, that's the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? America embodies the role of ignorant in the analogy you said. Go ahead, Tyrone. My bad.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say I'm very much here for the energy that you're putting out right now. Rebooting the country, that kind of stuff. It's always going to be like it is. I'm 100% here for that energy. I want you to know that without a doubt. And I hope that, that one day we get deeper and deeper into that conversation. One that needs to happen a lot. If there was like an all black reboot of America, I wouldn't be mad. But what I do want to ask, I want to ask just a quick question about the comic book side of it. Let's say, for example, if because Captain America was very much like this ideal of America really fighting the Nazis, fighting the idea of
right.
That kind of. Now, what if Sam Wilson Captain America was like, all right, we going at MAGA, we're going at the Klan, we're going at like the white supremacists in the country. What if all of a sudden it turns inward?
Okay,
And it's Captain America fighting America for America.
Then I'm on board. I'm on board. I still don't like the name America. I mean, I know I say that as an American.
Captain Black America.
Only because of the roots of it.
Captain Africa.
Captain Africa.
Captain Africa.
Captain Compton. We need like a Captain Pine Hill. I don't know. I mean, but that's unfortunately because of the knowledge I have of the history.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want Captain Africa to pull up. You have a shield.
Listen, hey, Mr. Trump.
We can do this all day.
I am the president now. I'm the captain now. We can do this.
Who's the captain of this ship?
Right.
I am.
Oh my God, that is the stupidest thing. That's real. But yeah, I'm on board for that, Tyrone. That to me is a little more, because to fight for America and America not fight for you as hard is that's what Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah,
that was his whole plight in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Absolutely.
So and then look what they did to him, even in the comics.
And they spotlighted that in the whole episode. That's what I was saying. Like, you see it.
Said Captain Coco. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm here for that version. I'm here for Trill Squad. I don't know if y'all ever were familiar with the Trill Squad comic book. It was short-lived. I don't even know if it was a comic book or a comic strip. I think it was a comic strip. But one of the dudes he was fighting racism like for real. He's like, yo, I'm fighting it. And the other one, he felt like the way to fight it.
Black Mane.
Sleep with all women.
Black Mane versus Full Mane.
Yeah. The way you do it is to sleep with all the white women, and by doing that, you I can't. Steph, you familiar with Trill Squad?
Yeah, huge fan. I have all the books. I have the poster. Yeah, Trill League.
So am I wrong?
Trill League, and you're talking about Black Mane versus Swole Mane.
Swole Mane, yeah. Black Mane. Which one was the one that thought he had to like personally?
Swole Mane. He's the Superman parody. Black Mane is the Batman parody. That's very, very pro-black.
Hey guys, I'm gonna step off just for one moment. I gotta take care of some business here. But I like the way this conversation is going. I'm gonna just step back and listen for a little bit if it's okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
I gotta pay my makeup artist. So
do your thing. Tell us more about Black Mane and Swole Mane. I'm trying to hear about this.
Oh, okay. So I love Trill League. Is basically it's a parody of DC Comics, but all the characters are black. There's Wandisha is Wonder Woman, Black Mane is Batman. He's like super pro revolutionary. Swole Mane is Superman, and he's just like big and obnoxious. I'm trying to remember. There's a Robin. I don't remember what his name is, but he has like a flat top and talks a bunch of shit. It's a really, really good comic. I think there's 2 books. For a while, they were in talks to do a show on Comedy Central, but I think there were like some kind of copyright issues because it's very parallel to DC, but like black and funnier. So I think they're in development for some more books soon. I don't know if the show is happening, but I'm a huge fan. Look them up. Trill League. They're absolutely hilarious.
All right. Yeah, I got to check that out. That sounds fun. It also sounds like it would be a fantastic show to adapt for television or, for a movie or something. That would be so much fun. We got to go full comedy on that. That's, all right. Trill League. I'm going to be on that because I appreciate you introducing me to that. That's going to be the goal. The goal is I'm going to be like the biracial James Gunn, and we're going to do Trill League. It's going to be amazing. Y'all going to be in it. It's going to be great.
Please. Yes.
I'm swole, man.
Okay. We should have an indie comics discussion. What are some other like black indie, like, is anybody reading Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer? That's a thing, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, it is a thing. It is.
Didn't know.
Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. That sounds amazing. Are you reading that one right now?
I've looked at it. I have read some of it. Yeah.
Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope. I haven't gotten to read. I think Vince might have it because I think he got it at MegaCon last year.
Yeah, in the comment section, definitely throw up some. If you know some comics that would be cool for Revolutionary Vince, go ahead and throw those up there because Vince is done with all this Captain America stuff. He needs a replacement, so definitely help us out in the comments. So we've got Trill League, we've got Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer.
There's one called Niobe.
Niobe.
Yeah, that's like a Black woman. Let me see. Yeah, Niobe.
Okay.
From Stranger Comics.
Yeah, we also do have to find some of these more like these smaller, these independent comic companies and definitely big them up. If you know people who are doing comics, if you know people, especially people who are doing Black comics, people of color and stuff, big them up, put them in the comments, share them to the New Blerd Order, share them with all of our people because we definitely want to read that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've started. One thing that has, Vince was talking about earlier, just kind of the way, the way America is, the civil rights movement. We talked about it in the context of Captain America. I know this is a little off subject, but I've been reading lately the new Krakoan-based X-Men series, House of X, Powers of X, Marauders, all the stuff that's kind of been an offshoot of that. And in the way that X-Men used to kind of mirror the civil rights movement back in the day, this new version of X-Men very much mirrors kind of where the world is now, and it's great. I would highly recommend for anybody who wants to, kind of get back into X-Men. That still has sort of the familiarity of the X-Men from back in the day, but just with a new aim. Absolutely, start reading House of X, Power of X, and just go from there. I have a feeling that we're going to see some of these storylines in the MCU. It's given me my favorite Charles Xavier, my favorite Magneto, and it's been a blast. But they really get into this, what Vince was talking about earlier, where it was basically like it's not going to work like it is now. You know what I mean? We can't have it the way things are now. It's just not. It's not sustainable. It's not going to work. So there has to be another answer. For the X-Men, that answer was to just completely create their own nation, and that's what they're doing. Like they're just like, all right, we've had it with humanity. Y'all are done. Leave us alone. We're creating our own nation. Of course, there are issues that come with that and everything, but that's, when we were talking about a Black reboot of America, it made me think of that. You know what I mean? Like eventually some shit's got to give. And, maybe we just need to make our own country.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a discussion. It was a discussion. It was basically a discussion in Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Via, Killmonger.
Yeah.
Look, we just gotta, Wakanda's, let's just bring everybody to Wakanda. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what, but I'm here for any Black superheroes. I'm here for anything, everything Black. So I feel like we can have both. We can have, characters that, we change the ethnicities, to and I'll take a page out of your book. As long as you do it well, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it as long as you do it well. As long as you give us a good storyline. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think they were tapping into that. The discussion. Like I said, you cannot fix ignorance with a movie or words or whatever. That has to be something internal that you choose as an individual to change about oneself. But the conversation can still be had because there are people who ride the fence, and those people who ride the fence only ride the fence because they lack understanding. So if you give them some type of understanding, then their perception of things change. So that I think that part of the discussion and that part of bringing Black superheroes into the fray is why I'm for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to see more of it, but I definitely get Vince's argument, and it doesn't what we need to do. I think it needs to become the norm. We need to just it needs to be like, okay, this is a thing, and cool, but we can't we can't be like, this is a thing. Congratulations, we did it. We fixed it. Everything is great. It's like, okay, great. Black Captain America. Now what? Like that should always be. It shouldn't be like Black Captain America. Thank you so much. We really needed this. Nah, it's like, okay, cool. Black Captain America. Now what? What you gonna do for us?
Exactly.
You know, like that sort
Let's
of thing.
have that talk. Let's have the discussions.
I now know. I don't even know if we're supposed to be seeing these behind the scenes videos of Vince. You know, getting into
his dress.
I'm guessing not.
He looks like
wait. He looks like
one of the choir members that got in a fight.
Yeah, I know
he looked like one of the choir members that got in a fight. For you know.
Vince is doing Vince is
ripped
doing
off your other sleeve to your choir. Drop it
for y'all. Just so for y'all who I'm gonna take y'all because I don't know how you got added back in there, but so Vince, breaking news, Vince is actually cosplaying as the beginning of Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit. Just be ready. Be ready for that. Nah, we won't spoil anymore, but that was a little bit of a tease. So I can't wait to see that musical number that they do. That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we before, because I think we have 20 minutes left, less than 20 minutes left before we got to end this broadcast. So we should definitely touch on some of the upcoming stuff from Marvel, because in the next couple of weeks it's about to get thick with new shows. We got Miss Marvel coming out, The Boys coming out. We've got I know there's some stuff that Stranger Things coming out. What was that? Obi-Wan's coming out. Yeah, Kenobi's coming out. Yeah, we're gonna have so much shit to watch. So we're definitely gonna have some very, very full shows coming up. One of the first ones is going to be Miss Marvel. And there was a new trailer drop for that. Since we're at the end, I feel like I should just go ahead and set up to play that trailer. Let me do that. Hold on. But real quick, have any of y'all seen the newest trailer while I'm setting it up?
No. So
okay, yeah, because it's like it. You know, I've been thinking about how it's going to work with Kamala Khan's like inhuman background and stuff in the comics, and what they're going to do with her in this show. And the trailer, I think, gives me a little bit of hope that we still might get an Inhuman Miss Marvel, and you'll see what I mean in just a second here while I'm stalling and bringing this up in the right window.
No, that's cool. While you're loading that up, also I want to just put this out there for all those people who love Death and Robots. Season 3 just came out on Netflix. I watched the full season. I binge watched it. I mean, they're short episodes. But I binge watched the whole season last night, and let me tell you, this season 3 is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for the rest of the panel to see it. It is, I mean, like animated, like from an animated visual standpoint, they kill it. I mean, absolutely. Some of the shorts are you have to look again because you're like, hold up, this looks real. Like this looks really, really real. And oh man, I'm gonna stop there because I feel like I'm gonna slip and say something, but it's really, really good. So love Death and Robots. Check it out. That's a really, really good one.
Yeah, it's one. The first season of Love, Death, and Robots like really, really surprised me. I was like, it was, I mean, frankly, at times just beautiful. I was like, well, damn, okay, like this is, and yeah, and I honestly like, I think the second season came out and I watched a couple and then just got so bogged down and watching so much stuff that I didn't finish it. So I'm gonna finish that second season, check out the third because
please do, because I cannot wait to hear you guys. I really can't. I usually temper my excitement for stuff like this, but I'm not. This is real. It was really, 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 really good. Really good.
How many really? That's a lot of really.
Tell me, oh, it was all right. It was all right. It was all right.
All right, let's see. I'm about to throw up this Miss Marvel trailer real quick. I want to share this with y'all. All right.
How does she convince everyone that she's good?
Good is not a thing you are, Kamala. It is a thing you do.
I know dressing up as Captain Marvel's weird. I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
Cool. Is this 90s?
That is just a jump.
What does it feel like?
Like an idea come to life. Everything's changing really fast.
If you save one life, you save the world.
Are you sure that we can keep that on?
To no mind.
It's a lawsuit.
Great, that'll make Captain Marvel in court. It won't be the first case in the American judiciary to hug it out.
All right. I mean, I can't wait for this show. I think this show looks fantastic.
I think it looks pretty dope.
Yeah, and now there's one thing that, like, when I saw the powers and the way the powers manifested themselves, it looked very like crystal like, like a Terrigen crystal, for example, which is how we get Inhumans. So it's, I'm wondering if this is going to end up being our introduction to Inhumans. Well, not necessarily introductions, because we saw Black Bolt in MCU, but if it's going to be sort of the origin for Inhumans in our 616 Marvel universe, because for them to change Miss Marvel's powers the way that they did, and then have them looking very suspiciously like Terrigen crystals. We know that what Marvel does is usually very deliberate. So I feel like we might actually get some Inhuman action at the end of Miss Marvel, maybe into the Marvels movie, and maybe start to see people like Black Bolt, Medusa show up, and really start to get into the some of the bigger stories, maybe even get connections with Eternals, because for those of you who don't know, Inhumans are descendants of Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that could possibly end up kind of crossing over in the MCU. But based on that trailer, I mean, what are y'all thinking? This is, I think it's June 3rd. Miss Marvel comes out, so that's just a couple weeks from now. Are y'all pumped for it? I'm excited for it. But what do y'all think? Steph, what do you think?
I mean, I think it looked cute. I guess I don't know. I want to like it more than I did. It's weird. I feel conflicted. It didn't engage me, and I want to support because she's brown, but it just, I found her a little corny, honestly. Yeah.
All right, corny. So corny from Steph. And I feel you. I mean, it's very, she's I think supposed to be like 14 or 15 in the show, and like, it's got that. So it does have sort of a little bit of a no shade, but like almost like a Nickelodeon type vibe to it and stuff like that. So I can see that. I can see that being less appealing to to somebody of adult age, who and but I'm 38 and also very excited for this. But there might be something wrong with my brain. So doctors are still trying to figure that out.
Tyrone.
What about you guys? What are you thinking?
I mean, I thought it was like, it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's an Inhuman. It's a new Marvel character. So no matter what, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be intriguing. We're definitely going to want to find out more. So I'm excited. I want to see what, like, why is Kamala Khan so special that Marvel has to give us our debut now? That's kind of more of what I'm like, like leaning into, is like, what is she going to transpire, basically? You know what I'm saying? Like, because she's now part of the MCU. So that's more of just like my intriguing with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm excited for, is just seeing what she can do, especially because we just got America Chavez, and we're still learning this bitch can punch stars into the universe and go into universes. So it's kind of cool. They're teenagers, you know what I'm saying? So they're going to be growing up learning that they have these powers. So, I mean, it's puberty and powers, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of interesting. So I don't know. I'm excited to see it.
All right. Yeah. And the question that you're asking, of like the idea of like, what is the overall connection? What are we getting into with Miss Marvel? Like, I definitely see the excitement for that. I feel you on that. Ty, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of share Stephanie's sentiment. I want to get excited because it's Marvel, but it does look quite corny. And I mean, it does seem like something my kids would enjoy more than I would enjoy. I do believe that you're on to something. I think to Yaz's question, I think the whole reason they're doing it now is because they want to introduce the Inhumans into the MCU. So that I think that is the point of them doing this right now, because yeah, I don't share that excitement for Miss Marvel that maybe some people do.
But to your guys' point, though, also Hawkeye. When we first saw the little trailers and tidbits, we thought it was corny. We were like, it looks good, but I don't know. And then we ended up fucking loving it. So it's Marvel. You never know what you're gonna get.
I don't know if I loved Hawkeye. I don't know if I loved Hawkeye. It was decent.
Mafia. I loved seeing Yelena. There was a lot of things about that show that were spot on. The introduction of who Echo was. You know what I'm saying? Because they kept dropping that Echo series. So there was a lot of good tidbits in that show that kind of you know what I'm saying. And we officially got the fucking Kingpin part of the MCU. That was a big reveal. So I mean, I don't know. Hawkeye kind of opened a lot of doors that we were not expecting it to open, and that's what I'm kind of having the same sentiment towards this. Is no one wanted a Hawkeye series. We got it. We liked it. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of my same sentiment with the Miss Marvel. It's I'm not oh my God, Miss Marvel, but I'm excited to see where it's going to lead.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all can agree that like I just was saying, and Tyrone was saying, it's probably going to lead into the Inhumans. And I think with Hawkeye, the same thing. It was we're more excited for the things that were around Hawkeye than the Hawkeye series itself. It was everything that led into, we got Charlie Cox, we got Kingpin, we got Yelena. So I think the same thing may be the case for Miss Marvel is and that's what I was saying. It's not so I'm not so excited for Miss Marvel as maybe I am for the introductions that may come about from Miss Marvel. And that's just my opinion.
Disembodied voice of Vince, do you have any thoughts on Miss Marvel?
Thank you for acknowledging my existence. He's I don't know if you can hear me well or not.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm between these glasses here somewhere. So I am very much looking forward to Ms. Marvel, and I want to just really quick do what I do with just once again just commend Marvel for the unnecessary but necessary inclusion. And by that, what I mean is nobody, again, I don't remember hearing any forums or seeing this backlash from the Indian community saying, when are we going to get out? All right, Tyrone, I'm over there.
Well, you stop. You're getting better.
We are
I also wanted to take this moment to point out that Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, is Pakistani and not Indian, and she is she and her family are from Pakistan. Yeah.
Oh shoot! All right.
Or her family's from Pakistan. She was born in Jersey, I believe.
Well, fortunately for Pakistan, I do a horrible Pakistani accent, so we will not be visiting that this morning. But yeah, man, I just like the fact that they're so forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? They're doing this stuff without giving us a chance to be mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Well in advance before it even becomes something that's a topic. They can be like, "Yo, look, man, we been did a Muslim. We been did an Egyptian. We been had an Asian. You know what I'm saying? They and I mean, even with Black Panther, I mean, we wanted it, but we weren't demanding it, and it came on their own. They was like, we're gonna give it to you, even though you weren't asking for it right now. Even with Blade, bro, it's just Marvel. It's their brand. It's how they do it, and that's why I love it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So. God, shout out to Marvel for doing this, man. Shout out to the next Captain Marvel, which is looking like it's going to be black either way, or at least a person of color somehow. And just shout out, man, to them doing these things and not making it so that we have to beg them for it. You know what I'm saying? There's just a sense. There's a third eye there somewhere, or somebody's in their room saying, "Yo, look, bro, don't worry, we got you." You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy to hear that. You know
and Minnie here is making a good point, and I was actually going to use that to address this. Marvel, this has been a Marvel thing in the comics since the early days. I mean, if you read old comics and you saw the page that had Stan Lee's Stan soapbox on it, he would have a page that was just dedicated to being like, hey, stop being a racist asshole. Like back before the Civil Rights Act, you know what I mean? Like Marvel has now, while there have been like, questionable depictions of other races and stuff like that in Marvel Comics, without a doubt, and you can't ignore that, but they've been on the right side of this thing for the most part. And even the introduction of Kamala Khan, she was a character that showed up, I believe, in the early 2000s. And I mean, this was in a post 9/11 era where there was a lot of Muslim hate in this country, a lot of it.
Yep.
And Miss Kamala Khan comes out representing the Miss Marvel, and immediately becomes a very, very popular character. They didn't even have plans to run with an entire like Miss Marvel, a book and lore and things like that, but it was such a popular character that they were just like, hey, we're gonna go with this. So this is something that Marvel has kind of been known for, is when they do see spots where they can represent folks, and they can give especially kids somebody to be excited about. Like Minnie's talking about, his daughter is excited about it because it's in a way it's representation. It's a young, like, I mean, Kamala says it in the trailers, this young brown girl from Jersey. You know what I mean? It's just like these are people who are usually underestimated and underappreciated. So it's good to see this kind. Oh, are we doing the reveal?
Oh, we're doing the reveal now. Okay, we only got 5 minutes, so I guess we got it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Watcher, I see you.
Oh, Watu. So here we got to solo this real quick because this is the official reveal of the Vince Taylor cosplay, Uatu the Watcher.
Are you holding that up right now?
I am right now because I gotta secure it in a little bit. I can't do it right now. It's gonna take a couple minutes.
Yeah,
so,
the nipple clamps haven't gotten there yet.
There's still a few modifications I gotta make to finalize it before I walk out the door. But I do want to say that this is inspired by Mati Stack. I did get the memo from y'all last year when Yaz was like, Vince, you better. My mom says you better go as the Watcher, and that was I did heed that. I was like, emoji. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, my makeup artist told me to shave off my beard, and I was like, I refuse to say. I was like, it's been too long since I got this little peach fuzz. So I unfortunately have to go as the Watcher / Nick Fury, whatever. And when I get to MegaCon, I'll put the other contact in, and I'll be led around by my daughter.
Yeah. Ironically, you're gonna be the Watcher, but you ain't gonna be watching shit because you.
Just like Tyrone on time, man. So I gotta. We've been granted a late. What's it called? When you get kicked out of the hotel, whatever. A late exit.
Oh, late checkout. Yeah, you got the late checkout. That's good.
I love how your breastplate has the same nipples as you. It could have been a breastplate without the nipples, but it wouldn't have been Vince Taylor without the nipples.
That's accurate. That's
making a guest appearance.
Nipples
always
included.
Hard too. Yes.
Yo, so since you're battle ready and about ready to go and take your leave to go to MegaCon, do you want to take us out for the day? Because we're about 2 minutes away from shutting this thing down.
Sure. You have to hit the button for me though.
I got you.
All right, cool. Well, everybody, this is the one eye of Vince that can see you. Saying thanks for tuning in. As always, man. Face respectably beat. Just trying to catch up. We're gonna go ahead and head over here to the con. I'm looking to Yo, man, hold on, man. This is the age of the Me Too movement, bro. I don't want you, don't be saying those things. I'm gonna find out where you work. No, I'm just playing. So I will try to go live later on at MegaCon, do a couple interviews, maybe if my costume don't fall apart. But as always, be your authentic self. If you ain't, you being fake. And in all things, whether you're a MegaCon at the crib or if you're just enjoying your weekend, man, make sure if you're a geek like me and Keeks is, go ahead, let that geek flag fly. Dude.
Fighter 2, I just really hate Zangief, only Ken and Ra. I find it hard to be Blanca, keep a wee ninja hanging and the uncle album banging. If you negative in energy, then stay out the vicinity. Yeah, them niggas over there. Yeah, now look at what I wear.
All right. Yeah, this